In this episode of On the Job, we're out on patrol.
Oh my God! Face the car for me, okay?
The Austin Police Department's DWI unit.
Says you are under arrest.
Looking for drivers.
Would you like to give a breath specimen? Yes or no?
Suspected of being under the influence. Just as the sun is setting, we start our night with Officer Giacchetti. I learn quickly why he works in the DWI unit.
Truthfully, from the day I applied, I've always believed DWI is the most important arrest we make. Most people think DWI is only alcohol.
Right.
You can be DWI on alcohol, you can be DWI on over-the-counter medication, prescription medication, illegal drugs. But DWI is the only offense where everybody else on the road at any given time is a potential victim.
When patrolling the streets for drivers under the influence, he's looking for certain indications that a driver might be impaired.
Either I'm gonna watch for indications of intoxicated driving, like swerving, not using their turn signals, speeding up and slowing down, driving too fast, driving too slow, driving without their lights at night.
Last year, a shocking number of drivers, 5,700, were arrested for driving under the influence. And this problem is not secluded to just the downtown area. Just 20 minutes into his shift, Officer Giacchetti spots a driver heading up North Lamar driving without their headlights on. The driver hasn't noticed the police lights.
Probably gonna end up at Yeager and Lamar. Pull into a parking lot.
622, I'll be out with him.
Made no indication that he knows I'm
Your
behind
incident
him.
has been updated.
There we go.
Your incident has been updated.
Hello,
Hi,
Officer Giacchetti with Austin Police Department. You know why you're being stopped?
because I had my lights off.
Yeah, any reason for that?
No, I just didn't realize they weren't on.
Okay.
And I was like, why can't I?
Any reason it took you so long to even acknowledge that I was behind you?
So we were actually driving down Lamar Boulevard, and he saw it. I didn't notice it, but the officer saw the car coming towards us
There's green stuff on your other pant leg, so
with no headlights on.
I'm asking you.
Immediately turned around and began following the individual for about a mile and a
Is
half
there any marijuana in the car?
There's no marijuana in the car.
with their headlights still completely off.
So where are you coming from tonight?
I'm just riding around. I was coming from the house. I left earlier.
All right, can you see the light on the tip of this pen? Bring your chin down so your head's level. There you go. What color is this light?
Blue.
All right. What I want you to do is follow this light with your eyes only, keeping your head still. Do you understand?
After a breathalyzer and a field sobriety test,
1,
Toe to toe, arms for balance.
1,002, 1,000.
Keep your arms at your sides.
1,000,
Keep going.
1,018.
determined that the driver isn't under alcohol influence, but is under the influence of marijuana.
Separate your feet. Put your hands behind your back. Okay, right now you're being placed under arrest.
Very important, one of the things that he and I have been talking about on the ride along is that it's not just alcohol, that you can be driving under the influence and get the repercussions.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to jail?
Yes, ma'am. You're under arrest for driving while intoxicated.
They are going to take the driver to jail because she was driving under an influence. It wasn't the influence of alcohol, but it was an influence of marijuana, and she's devastated.
All right, so here's
I'm
the
gonna
deal.
lose my
Listen to me,
job.
Stephanie. Listen to me, Stephanie. I need you to relax a
Oh
little
my
bit.
gosh.
Face the car for me, okay?
I'm doing so
Spread
good.
your feet for me.
She's got children, she's got a job, she's going to lose it all. And apparently this isn't the first violation. There have been others, and she's come a long way and really gotten her life back on track. But because of this one incident, she's going to go back to jail, and who knows where that'll lead from there. But very disappointed. She's beside herself, crying, begging, pleading, but these were her actions, and both officers handled the situation very professionally and did what's according to the law. She lost a lot in this tonight.
She did. And I mean, truthfully, I don't know whether she's going to be convicted of it or not. I had probable cause to make the arrest. That's not probable cause to convict somebody. It's a higher level of proof that we have to show to convict somebody. But at this point, I couldn't let her back out on the road because everybody else was a potential victim of that driver. And once she was booked in, gave her a copy of the warrant and a copy of the inventory of what we were going to take, brought her back to the phlebotomist. We drew her blood. I now have her blood and the marijuana that we located in the car. I'm now going to take that in and turn it into evidence. I'm going to turn in all my paperwork, and then I will write a offense report regarding all the details of the stop and what I saw as well, to help refresh my mind 2 or 3 years down the road when I have to go to court.
Absolutely. And it could be that long?
It could be longer than that.
Wow. How long until the blood results come back, and is that something that they'll inform you about?
I have to check it myself.
Okay.
If it's alcohol, usually a couple weeks. For drugs, sometimes up to 6 months.
Wow.
While Officer Giacchetti is finishing up the paperwork for this arrest, just south of downtown, another driver has been pulled over, also suspected of driving under the influence.
She came up behind me really fast, and then I exited, and then she went around to 18-wheeler, and then I saw her sped up, so I got back on the highway, and I got her going 81 and 60.
Another officer on my unit pulled this gal over for speeding, and she took the exit for Ben White eastbound. What's going on? Could I have you step out of the car? She didn't really slow down for flyover. She didn't really slow down when she made that big turn. And she was speeding on Ben White here as well. We're gonna go talk over in front of my vehicle over here, okay?
That way?
Over here, I'm in this parking lot over here out of traffic. He pulled her over here, and she said that she was drinking downtown on East 6th Street. She was with a couple of friends, and she was very cooperative, honest for the most part about how much she had. She probably had a little bit more than she told me. Turn using a series of small steps just like this. Then you're gonna take 9 heel-to-toe steps back down that line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely was intoxicated to the point that she should not have been driving, and she was driving hazardously, and so we tested her. Doesn't give me any pleasure, but I'm gonna take you to jail tonight, okay? You had too much to drink, all right? All right, so let's walk over to my car here. You're looking for certain clues that are standardized. Based on how well they do on those tests, you make your decision.
10-4.
Well, she failed at a number of things. There's 3 primary tests that you conduct.
Might be fireworks.
She failed all of them except for the one-legged stand. But based on the totality of the circumstances and how well she did on the first 2 tests and my experience dealing with intoxicated subjects, I was really confident that she was well above the legal limit. Whether or not you're subsequently prosecuted for this offense. If you refuse to submit to the taking of a specimen, the officer may apply for a warrant authorizing a specimen to be taken from you. This is a crime that Austin takes seriously, enforces seriously, encouraging people loud and clear, don't do this, get a designated driver, take a taxi, and don't do this because it's going to cost you.
It's last call, and the bars in the Austin area are closing for the night.
Last name, how do you pronounce your last name?
I don't know.
Do you still stay at or do you stay here in Austin now?
That's unfortunate. I stay at deeply unfortunate.
All right.
This car is stuck on the Metro Rail tracks.
So you were driving, somehow got stuck on the tracks, and you said you was coming from a bar. Is that correct?
I'm just trying to go home. Yep.
All right.
Exactly.
And another driver is possibly under the influence.
All right, let me ask you this. Without looking at a watch or a timepiece, what time do you think it is right now?
I have no earthly idea. I imagine it's about at midnight.
Officer Hayward has started questioning the driver.
Let me let you look at my watch here. And it was about 2 o'clock, okay?
Oh, Jesus God.
You were driving around doing your thing.
Right, when this came out,
When
right.
you got a call in, you turned the corner, and what did...
Right, literally she's on the tracks. First thing I saw pulling up was she was sitting in the vehicle. As I pull up, once I put her in the park, she jumps out and she's walking towards me with her keys. It's like, I can't get my car off the track. So I'm like, okay. So with that being said, when did you have your first alcoholic beverage?
Probably about, Jesus God, midnight.
About midnight?
Yeah, I'm tired.
All right, and when did you have your last one?
Probably about midnight.
About midnight. So from midnight to midnight, how many total did you have?
Like 1.
1? Okay. Can I ask you a huge favor? You have such nice hair. Can I have you pull it back just so I can be able to see your eyes?
Sweet. Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Well, sorry, didn't mean to do that.
All right, focus here for me.
Right.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
White light.
Yep.
It is still a white
All right, so do me a favor, try to keep your head still for me and then follow my pen all the way out, okay? All right, now what I'm gonna ask you to do right now is take your right foot, place it directly in front of your left foot. Make sure your heels and toes are touching like mine. So bring your right foot back to your left foot. Put your arms down to your side. Make sure your arms are down to your side, okay? All right, when you lean your head back now, we'll start. Hey, I'm gonna stop you there. Do you remember how many seconds I asked you to estimate? You don't remember? Do me a favor. I'm gonna ask you to put your hands behind your back for me.
Sure.
All right, you've been arrested tonight for DWI, okay?
Well, it's certainly been an eventful night with the Austin Police Department DWI Enforcement Unit. A lot of crazy things have happened, and the bottom line, don't drink and drive. I'm Ashley Camrath, and I'm on the job.